Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Emergency Wallet version 2. Thank you very much for bearing with me. So in part 1 I reached up to idea number 14 and I will carry on from there forward. So after idea 14, number 15 and number 16. Now number 15 I put SEI Zula gear navigation cards. Now this is just something that I have, but you don't really need to put it in. But if you are in a country where navigation is important, I would not just trust the GPS on its own. I would have some navigation aids with me. Now, the navigation cards from Azula Gear are really they are a little bit expensive, I must say, but excuse me, they are very good for what they do. I will do a separate video on them. And they're very well designed, very well made, and they are credit card sizes, and I will show you them. So these are the SC Azula cards. They are in here. I've not opened this yet. This is the code for them. I have a number of, I've not opened this one, but I have I bought a packet of 4, so this is one packet, so I bought 4 of them. I will do a separate video on this, but I don't want this video to be just about these. And just a standard card magnifying glass. Now this makes it easier to read a map or some small print on a ticket or something, or if someone's with you who has sight difficulties. This is a really nice comforting item just to make the vision a bit more easy. Now earlier I said that I don't believe in debit cards and credit cards. Now this is not what I was referring to earlier. This is something a bit different. This is a prepaid Mastercard. Now what that does is that you don't need to register it, but you can. So what it is it's a throwaway card. It's a one-time use only card. One-time use as in, so if you put, I think they have like a maximum value of usually like $500 or $350, something like that. So once that amount is gone, you can't top it up. But if you register it in your name and address, then you can top it up. So how it works is that you put money into it and then use that money like a top-up phone, like a prepaid phone basically. And the good thing about that is that it's not putting you to debt, but it is still it is affording you the services of Mastercard. So Mastercard is pretty much recognized at every train station, every seaport, every airport, every coach station. So if you need to use a card, and if you're in a situation where you don't want to take money out and show people that you have money, a Mastercard would be just far more easier. And a prepaid one, you don't need to worry about missing your a statement or getting extra charges or something. So I always find that having a prepaid Mastercard with you is really efficient, and I actually use them when I travel. My last one ran out because they do have an expiry date. So like normal Mastercards, they have an expiry date, so I've not had time to order a new one, but I have used them and they have not presented me with any problems at all. And I would definitely recommend that. Number 18, a photocopy of your passport in high definition colour. Definitely I would recommend a photocopy of your passport that goes into your wallet. With that, if you are travelling abroad or if you have a visa, add a copy of the visa with this. And also a visa of any other countries, because then you have information with you, a proof of identity. So it adds to your case when you apply for another visa. And in case if you lose, now if you lose your passport, you can go to your embassy, but they won't let you in without a passport, and they won't just accept a driving license. I know a lot of people will be saying, well, that's silly. I can't comment on that, but that is the law. Okay, so you will have to prove yourself. You will give them your driving license. They will ask you to wait in the queue. They will not let you in. They can only let people who have the passport of that country. And because of the heightened alerts and so on, they won't just let you in, because yes, people can forge passports, but they can also forge driving licenses. So they will want to check the correct document. So if it doesn't meet their checklist, they won't entertain you. They will go through all the procedures of checking your identity and asking you questions and so on and so forth. So having a very good copy of your passport will definitely speed up that process, and it's likely to get you entertained by the embassy far easier and far quicker than if you went in without a passport copy, because obviously you would have lost your passport. Number 19, a micro SD card USB converter. They're like 1.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters, really small. I don't actually have one, but it is something that I really would like to add to this, because I would like my survival wallet to be standalone. I don't want it to have to depend on anything, because this will be with me at all times. So in the worst case scenario, if I'm just left with my jacket, then I'm organised, and I have all the electronic photocopies of my passport, my driving license, tickets, visas, and all that. Family photos, contacts, some videos, voice recordings, all that onto there, and I can put it into a computer. Photocopy of itinerary, shrink to 1 page. So the itineraries you usually get these days that you can print yourself are like 5-6 pages with random scripts and so on and so forth. I would definitely say put it into a PowerPoint presentation and shrink it, or just use your software off the printer and shrink it so that it all fits into 1 page, because it's just a copy for you in case you lose your main one and you just want some information. Checks, number 21, checks. Checks are still accepted in a lot of countries, and they're, so what I would say is, if you have a checkbook to your account, or I would personally recommend having a separate account that is only used for emergencies. That is not your everyday card to account and card to buy your groceries and pay for your phone bills and so on and so forth. So I actually have a separate account that I keep spare money in, and I save my money in, and for that account I have a checkbook. And for that checkbook, I've taken out a number of checks, and I will be folding them and putting them in here. So if I again, that is my money. I've not borrowed that, so I won't be in any debt. So if I need to spend that money, then I have a check with me that I can write the amount I need and give it to a coach station or a train station or airport or whatever. You get the idea. And I would definitely recommend looking into that if possible, if you can get a separate account. Also on the account, the banks tend to offer you like a loan, like an overdraft facility or other additional services. Insist on having nothing, just a normal debit card and checkbook for a standard account. With a good bank, but not the bank that you bank with every day, because you want this to be different. Because there were a couple of cases in the UK about a year and a half ago where a number of the banks stopped working. The ATMs just went down, and people couldn't use their ATM. There's like one bank which was working and others weren't. So definitely go and have another bank that isn't your main bank, and just don't mention the word prepper or preparation. Just say that you want to save some money for everyday things, but you don't want it to sort of be mixed up with your everyday banking, and you don't want any services, you don't want to borrow any money or anything at all. All you need is a simple bank account with a debit card and checkbook with your name on it. That's all you need. And that debit card goes in here. It doesn't go in your main wallet, and a couple of those checks go in here, and then the rest of the checkbook, put it into a safe or hide it, because that's the only time you're ever going to need it, is for this emergency wallet. Number 22, I would say a patch, the country of your nationality. It's helpful to identify you. I wouldn't wear it. Now a lot of people will be screaming at me at that, but just hear me out. It's patriotism is a very cool thing, but I want to be very sensitive on this, but I want to say something, and I don't want you to be upset. Some people sort of flash it in other people's faces, whichever country they're from, and with current situations, I think it's a bad idea. Not patriotism, but flashing it in people's faces, and I think that when you're abroad, you should sort of try and gel in with the local population. Don't go around individually putting a highlighter mark on your head, because those people who want to do you harm, you are an easy target for them. So this is more for your self-preservation. But in the worst case scenario, if you do need to get rescued and you have your country's patch, then it makes it easier for people to recognise that you are not local, you are a tourist, and obviously you are in danger. So it's something that I have a patch in my wallet, a Union Jack and a US flag, and I will be putting a one in here as well. That's in my normal wallet, so I have one in here. I will be putting one in here as well. But I'm not sticking them on the outside of my bag. When I have them when I'm in the country, but when I go abroad, I take them off. Number 23, medical info. Now, this is if you have a pre-existing condition. Write it on a piece of card, credit card size, and put it in your wallet. Write your blood group, write your hospital number, phone number of your doctor, and so on, and write it very neatly. Your condition and the medication you take for it. Number 24, glasses and medical prescription copy. So when you're abroad, you should always have a copy, or even if you're out of the city, you should have a copy of your glasses if you wear them, and a copy of your medical prescription if you unfortunately, if you have to use medication, then you should have a copy of your prescribed medication, because it's very difficult to get your medication away from your local doctor. I'm sure people who are on lifelong medication like I am know that. But if you are not, then this doesn't apply to you. But if it does, please keep a good copy of it, a color copy, so it's easy to read for the pharmacist. And they will also have you can actually go into a hospital and show them that, and then a doctor might interview you, but the process will be far easier and faster. There are a lot of medications like insulin and epinephrine and pain medication and so on and so forth. You understand what I'm trying to say, that a doctor without knowing your history is not going to prescribe them to you, even though you might need them. Each country has its own prescription law, and you can't really insult that country because it's the law of that country, so you must respect it. But having an official document with you and your medical card which shows your information of your doctor, you can ask that doctor that you are visiting in another city or so on to call your doctor if need be, and it makes it more professional, and it makes their life a lot easier, and they're far likely to help you if it's not too difficult, because there might be a language barrier, there might be a stress on the doctor, and you're a new patient, and they are humans as well. So if you can help them, and they will then help you. Number 25, final, is local information. There's a lot of information in books and on the internet about wherever you want to go. You can search it. Write down on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be A4, an A5 piece of paper, just like this. Write down an alternative hotel. Write down an alternative petrol station, an alternative flight, an alternative cafe or something that will give you a local information, that when if something happens or something goes wrong at your normal location, you can move, and you can move very quickly, and you can look after yourself. And it's about self-sufficiency. You should always be self-sufficient. That is what the sort of the prepper thing is about. But try not to use that word too much, because this video is aimed at everyone, and I don't want to exclude anyone. Gender, age, nationality, hobbies, anything. I don't want to be, because a lot of videos I've seen tend to exclude a lot of people, and that's not bad. That's not bad videomanship. It's just that people maybe haven't traveled in certain circumstances. So this video is there to help absolutely everyone, and please let your friends see it, both parts, part 1 and part 2, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, as long as I know the information. But yeah, if you have any more suggestions of any further videos or any other topic that I've discussed in here that you would like me to talk about, I'd be more than happy to do a follow-up video. Just bear with me, because sometimes I'm not well, and sometimes a lot of research work is going on in the lab, and I just get sort of bogged down in that. So bear with me, but I always do answer my messages. So please bear with me, and leave me any comments. I'm really looking forward to them. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that it helps you stay safe and stay organised, and keep your wits about you when you are abroad. Look after yourself, because I don't really want to hear, any more people getting hurt and so on. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on other videos. Thank you.